So Catherine asked, what's my writing process? Is it the same for every book? What do I start with? Yeah, that's a tough question. Again, it's book dependent. I generally tend to think of it as there's a two-part process to creating a book, and I say creating. First, you have to know what to write. There are a lot of questions you have to answer. Well, what's the period? What's the age of the character? What's the general A story? Is there a B story? If so, what's the B story? How do these stories interact? What's the beginning? What's the middle? What am I working toward by the end? How does it end? And these are all kind of the what questions, and they can take anywhere from a week to figure out to years. I think I thought about the wedding for 6 or 7 years before the ideas finally came together. So you have all of those. And then once you know what you're going to write, it's going to be, for instance, in the story of Wish, it's the story about Maggie, and she's 16 and she gets shipped off to live with her aunt and she meets a boy. And she's telling this story to someone else later when she's 39, and here's what's happening to her now. And so, okay, now I've figured out the what's. Then you have to come up with the how to write it. And so that's actually the moment you pull the computer up. And most often the first thing I do is try to capture the voice of the character and the who's, the what's, the why's, the where's. It's this person, this is their age, they're here, and here's what's going on. And you're trying to do that in a voice that you believe will captivate the reader and interest the reader, but also feels very fresh and original, not only in the context of everyone else's work, but within my own work as well. I think if people read about Maggie, they're going to discover that her voice is very different than, let's say, Jamie in A Walk to Remember, who is a 17-year-old girl. They just sound completely different. They see the world in different ways, and it's that capturing of the voice that is of critical importance. And if you capture the voice, then that begins to help you expand on the how to explore all the what's that you've already decided on.
Hachette.